Have you ever felt the sting of rejection? Believe me, it doesn't have to be that way. Welcome to Charm Blueprint, where we explore the secrets of relationships, seduction, and self-development. Today, we're going to talk about a topic that many of us have faced, but few know how to handle with elegance and confidence. Today's topic is how a high-value man reacts when he's rejected by a woman. Rejection is something every man has experienced, whether in love life, work, or other aspects of life. But what sets an average man apart from a high-value man is how he handles this situation. Many guys get shaken, lose confidence, and even lower themselves. But it doesn't have to be that way. There are ways to turn rejection into an opportunity to show your true worth and come out even stronger. In today's video, I'll share powerful strategies with you to handle rejection in a positive and constructive way. Our goal here is to provide you with a toolkit of techniques so that next time you face rejection, you can keep your head high and stay on track to becoming a truly magnetic and confident man. So get ready, because by the end of this video, you'll be prepared to face any rejection with the stance of a true high-value man. But before we continue, don't forget to hit that like button to help us keep sharing valuable content like this. Ready? Let's go! Don't lower yourself. When you're rejected, the worst thing you can do is lower yourself or insult the person. That only shows weakness. Instead of getting angry and starting to curse, keep your head high and show respect. After all, it's her loss. Demonstrating maturity and respect in a rejection situation is one of the greatest proofs of confidence and self-respect. Remember, a high-value man doesn't lower himself to insults or petty behavior. He knows his worth isn't dependent on one person's opinion. Imagine this. You approach a woman, give her a sincere compliment, but she doesn't respond. Many guys, frustrated, would start insulting or trying to demean her. But instead, you simply smile, thank her for her time, and move on with dignity. This shows that you are secure in yourself and know that her rejection doesn't define who you are. Start talking to other women. Show that rejection doesn't affect you by talking to other women. When you start talking to others, you demonstrate that you know your worth and that there are many other opportunities out there. This isn't about trying to make her jealous or looking desperate. It's about understanding that you have options and that one person's rejection doesn't define your chances of success. For example, imagine you're rejected by a woman at a party. Instead of leaning against the wall, brooding over the rejection, you decide to approach other women present. You start conversations, make new friends, and have fun. This not only shows that you're a confident and sociable guy, but also boosts your own self-esteem. Other women at the party notice this positive attitude of yours and naturally feel attracted to your energy and confidence. Remember, by acting this way, you're showing that you know your worth and that a rejection isn't the end of the world. There are many others interested in meeting someone like you. Accept that it wasn't meant to be. Sometimes it just wasn't meant to be, and that's okay. Accepting that certain things aren't meant to happen is essential to moving forward. Not everything in life will go as planned, and that includes relationships. Understanding this helps avoid frustrations and makes it easier to move on. For example, if you were interested in a woman and she rejected you, instead of obsessing over what might have been, focus on other things that excite you in life. Dedicate your time and energy to hobbies, work, friends, and family. If it was meant to happen, it would have happened. There are many other opportunities and experiences waiting for you. Imagine you're working on a project that excites you or dedicating yourself to a sport or a new skill. This not only distracts you from the rejection, but also makes you a more interesting and fulfilled person. When you accept that it wasn't meant to be and continue living your life to the fullest, you open up space for new opportunities and encounters that can be much more compatible and satisfying. Remember, life is full of possibilities. Focusing on yourself and the things that make you happy is the best way to deal with rejection and move on. Stop overthinking. Overthinking the rejection will only trap you in a negative cycle. When you constantly ask yourself, "Why did she reject me?" you end up trapped in a cycle of self-analysis that only worsens the situation. This kind of thinking isn't productive and only feeds insecurities and doubts. Instead, focus on other activities and avoid overanalyzing. For instance, instead of obsessing over the rejection, keep your mind busy with things you enjoy doing. It could be playing a sport, learning something new, hanging out with friends, or dedicating yourself to a personal project. When you shift your attention to constructive activities, there's no room for negative thoughts, and you feel more productive and positive. Imagine you love playing guitar. After a rejection, instead of brooding over what happened, pick up your guitar and practice new songs. Or if you enjoy running, put on your sneakers and go for a run. These activities not only help keep negative thoughts at bay, but also improve your physical and mental well-being. Remember, the key here is to keep your mind occupied and focused on positive things. Overthinking the rejection doesn't change what happened, but it can prevent you from seeing all the other possibilities and opportunities around you. Don't ask for a reason. Asking for a reason for the rejection shows weakness and desperation. When you question why you were rejected, you're essentially begging for validation and showing that her opinion matters more than your own self-confidence. This only reinforces her decision to reject you because you come off as insecure and desperate for an explanation. Accept the rejection without questioning. This shows that you're a high-value man who doesn't need validation. Instead of seeking answers, simply move on with dignity. This attitude demonstrates confidence and maturity, and it might even make her reconsider her decision when she sees that you weren't shaken by the rejection. A man who is secure in himself knows that there won't always be explanations, and he doesn't need them to keep moving forward. Cut all ties. Don't keep in contact with the woman who rejected you. When you keep in touch with someone who rejected you, you open the door to being friend-zoned, which only prolongs the pain of rejection and makes it harder for you to move on. Maintaining communication can make you seem desperate and without options, which lowers your self-esteem and can even make the woman respect you less. This isn't about being childish, but about protecting your dignity and allowing yourself to move on in a healthy way. When you cut contact, you show that you value yourself and won't accept crumbs of attention. This firm decision often leads the woman to realize the value she lost. But more importantly, it allows you to maintain your integrity and move on confidently. Don't try to persuade the woman that you're a good catch after being rejected. When you try to convince someone to change their mind, you end up seeming desperate and insecure. This only lowers your value in her eyes and reinforces her decision to have rejected you. Value yourself and move on without seeking her validation. Show that you're confident and know your own worth. If she can't see that, it's her loss, not yours. Continuing to try to convince her only takes the focus away from who really matters: yourself. A high-value man doesn't need to prove anything to anyone. Use the emotions. Use the rejection as motivation to improve yourself. When you feel the pain of rejection, you can channel that energy into something positive. Instead of sinking into sadness, use those emotions as fuel to grow and develop. Work on your goals, hit the gym, read books, and become a better version of yourself. For example, enroll in a new physical activity, learn a skill you've always wanted, or focus on your personal projects. Turning rejection into an opportunity for self-development not only boosts your self-esteem, but also makes you more attractive and confident for future opportunities. Show your best side. Show your value by dressing well and attending events where she might see you. This isn't about trying to make her jealous, but about showing that you're living your life with confidence and dignity. When you're well-dressed and have a positive attitude, you demonstrate that you're in control of your life and that the rejection didn't shake you. This posture not only attracts other people, but can also make her reconsider her decision. For example, imagine you were rejected by someone who frequents the same social circles as you. Instead of avoiding her, continue attending events, parties, or gatherings with mutual friends. Always be well-dressed and in a good mood. When she sees you happy and surrounded by friends and maybe even new people interested in you, she might realize she made a mistake by rejecting you. Now that you know these powerful strategies to handle rejection, it's time to put them into practice. Remember, how you react to rejection can say a lot about who you are and the value you place on yourself. By following these principles, you'll not only overcome rejection in a healthier way, but also become a more confident and resilient version of yourself. Rejection is part of life, but a high-value man knows how to turn it into an opportunity for growth. Finally, I want to say that creating these videos takes time and requires editing tools. And if you want to support the channel and help keep this content going, consider buying me a beer through the link in the pinned comment. So if you think the content is helping and want to see more, a virtual beer is always welcome. Your support is crucial for us to keep bringing valuable tips on relationships and self-improvement. See you next time.